not just in a San Miguel uniform, but as a PBA player. There's Alvin Patrimonio welcoming Ray Evangelista. They had so many memorable years together with Pure Foods, where Olsen started his career. Then po siya nakatapak sa PBA, but really it was in San Miguel that Olsen blossomed into an all-star point guard.
Yeah, and definitely one of the better point guards. Very widely, great shooter, good decision maker. You know, almost in the mold of his team manager right now, Hector Calma, the director, as we call this. But obviously, San Miguel, very nice tribute. They need every emotional aspect to try to win one game against Stock and Tex. And this might be it, because you can see what Olsen said. I hope to make one more run, you know, practically pleading with his teammates. Give us a chance, you know, that he would end his career with a ring, you know, with a championship ring. But of course, that depends on the other team if they're going to accommodate them, and it also depends on how they play. But right now, San Miguel starting off with Artadi, and obviously a change of plans here. Artadi probably going up against Alapat very quickly, try to get him off track. We have Arwin Santos, Danny Delfonso, Dondon Hontiveros, and Jay Washington. So Dorian Peña not starting for them in this ball game, in game number 3.
Because really, the burden of adjustment is on Ato Agustin and San Miguel. And we see that big adjustment even before the game starts. Paul Artadi inserted in the starting lineup. Daniel Defonso starting at the center spot. What does this mean?
Well, they try to speed up the game also, because the other team is speeding up. You know, I talk about speed, but the only way you can really have speed is if the other team does not convert on their shots. Because if they do, even if you throw the ball, if you have to throw the ball in, quick outlet, you know, the defense can come down. So the other thing there is also probably preserving the fouls of Dorian Peña, which he seems to have a potential for getting into. No?
Here's Artadi, and he starts us going. It is a game number 3, practically a must-win game for the San Miguel Beermen.
You can see quickly attack the defense of Jimmy Alapat in there, and we have a nice pass there by Derringer, but Aban not quick to take the shot. Aban taking the spot of Ryan Reyes.
Missed by Ranadel de Ocampo. Certainly, San Miguel with that emotional burst for that Olsen Rosella tribute. Here's Artadi, Artadi inside. Artadi, and he almost loses the ball. He'll pull it out. Here's Antiveros.
That's a foul there because he held him as he was going to the basket. Well, this has been the story so far in this series. San Miguel has always started strong. Whoever lineup they have used, they've always started strong in the first 2 games. But here you can see they seem to be all business with the way they're moving. Oops, that was a nice pass.
Certainly was. A good idea. It was a good idea for Artadi. But you know, with San Miguel, past 2 games, starting games has not been a problem. It's ending games.
That's right. That's why I said the 4th quarter has been their bane. No?
There's De Ocampo, outside Alapag. Jimmy Alapag on the move. Minute going by in the opening period. There's Ranadel, there's a double team. At tatakbo San Miguel dito. Washington was not looking at the ball, but he will save it. He will save it for San Miguel.
Well, Alapag looking up instead of looking at where the ball is going to fall, because there's no way he's going to be able to block that shot.
Artadi will start the play. San Miguel up 2-0 in the early moments of game number 3. Bola ngayon kay Danny I. And Artadi is all alone. Oh, he missed it!
Oh, that was a sorry miss there. Very easy shot.
Meantime, here's Kelly Williams. Williams pulling up.
Oh,
missing it completely.
What? Never hit the ring. And the Token Tex players on the bench are still begging their teammates score something here so we can sit down.
Arwin Santos turns around. No good.
Not very high percentage shooting either on the part for San Miguel. If they were shooting well, they should be up 8-0 here.
Here's Alapan to Ranadel. Ranadel to Aban. Aban fires an open shot. It's good.
And the guy that we least expect to start off hostilities for Token Tex coming in with a nice basket, but set up well by his teammate on the drive and draw. Again, leaving Artadi.
Here's Ontiveros for 3. Yes, sir!
Somebody forgot the rotation in that last play. it's okay if you leave Artadi, but do not leave Montiveros because obviously he can shoot a 3-point shot.
Here's Kelly Williams. Boy, that shaded lane is very tight para sa talking text.
Well, I think also, I remember Seven, Kinito were doing the game, and they were talking about the inside points of talking text in game number 2. At the end of the day, when San Miguel goes back and says, we got clobbered the inside points. Let's do something about it.
And then po, Nash Rosella and short race. First head coach Chorres trying to lead talking text to yet another victory. And if they do, they'll be 1 win away from possibly sweeping this series. Wala ngayon na kay Ontiveros. He had a 3-pointer earlier. Let's give Artadi that shot. And he takes it and makes it.
Well, if he makes it, he makes it. Yeah. Now, of course, if he makes 2 or 3, you have to challenge it a little bit. But a lot of energy with Artadi. That's the most important. Oh, that's a nice play. Running all alone, they're missing that shot.
Trabag Texers have been missing shots badly dito sa opening quarter.
Well, I think they're also a little bit tense. Maybe they're so pumped up. The adrenaline is so high. Sometimes that might work against you, especially after the talk of Olsen. I saw them gather together, and they probably said, let's not get emotional about this thing. Let's play our game. This is still a basketball game that was played. They all feel for Olsen. They probably respect him for all the years that he has given service to the PBA.
Well, sabi ni Alapag, well, since Olsen's going, I can probably I can take over as
I'm coming.
top and most excellent point guard in the PBA.
Yeah, Jimmy's no spring chicken either, though, but he's still very, very much in good condition. Another good outside shot there by Don Ontiveros. But I said, Jimmy may have about 3 or 4 more years. That's all, probably, in his career here.
Here's Dillinger, best player of the game. Game number 2. Radidel de Ocampo hits a 2-pointer.
Well, after a very, very slow start for both teams, Ontiveros gets out on the other end, and Jimmy Alapag and Rangel, 2 great scorers for their team, coming up with big baskets.
Abang pa rin ang San Miguel, 9-8, 7:45 remaining in the opening period. Pump shot there mula kay Arwin Santos. As always, Talking Tex is going to push that ball. Here's Alapag. Alapag fires a 3. Yes, sir!
And a very quick timeout being asked here by San Miguel as Alapag has hit 2 outside shots.
San Miguel with a fast starting unit. The Talking Tex still fast, just like the first 2 games of this series.
Nagbabalik po ang PBA dito sa Big Dome, and here's a quick report on the San Miguel Beermen. No new game plan for San Miguel as they already know what they need to do since game 1. It's the commitment and the manner in doing what they have agreed on that they need to keep in check. Now they know that they need to stop the transition game of Chalk and Tex, but the key here is how they can make their individual defense work first before they rely on their team defense. Now on offense, they have to be as physical as Chalk and Tex, cross the half court and go to their spots as quickly as possible and spread the wealth. Have 4 to 5 Beermen score in double digits. Miko, Dr. J?
Well, Chingy touched on yung physical nature ng Talking Tex. It's not a dirty team, but it's a highly physical team. That was also a problem for B-Mig in the semis, Dr. J.
That's right. Obviously, they have the bodies, though. You can see that they're a good physical team. What I like on the other play for San Miguel on the previous end was Arwin Santos may have had 2 or 3 offensive rebounds. They had about 5 shots at the basket before they finally converted. But that shows the character of the team in wanting to be able to lord over the boards to get those second chance opportunities to score.
2 for 2 para kay Jared Dillinger, a candidate to step up in the absence of Ryan Reyes. As we near the halfway mark of the opening period. On the floor for San Miguel, starting unit pa rin with Artadi, Ontiveros, Jay Washington, Arvin Santos, and Daniel Defonso. 10 to shoot. Bola na kay Don. San Miguel down by 2. And Artadi will be left open all year long.
Well, right now he has 6 points and that matches the output of Jimmy Alapag. So, in that matchup, tabla muna tayo. Tabla tayo.
Squeeze. Here's Alapag. Oh, now shot was blocked. That shot was blocked. Ito na, Artadi. Kid Lightning has been an impact dito sa opening quarter.
Well, the guard line has been the impact. No? Si Artadi at saka si Don Montenero's partner.
Because, you know, Ato Agustin said, ang pumapatay sa kanila yung mga guardia ng talking text. Not so much Jimmy, more Jason Castro.
Yeah, but don't tell Jimmy that.
Alam mo, narinig ni Jimmy yun.
Pag narinig
niyo, I'm so sure umabot kay Jimmy yun. And you wonder why he's so offensive-minded sa opening quarter. Here's Dillinger, sends it to Aban. Aban from the corner. This is it. A nice save by Aban. Pero napunta kay Arwin Santos. Santos pinato kay Artadi. Artadi on the move. Artadi starter step. Artadi loses control. Turnover. Takbo tayo sa kabilang panig. Here's Alapag. Alapag. He's thinking about it. And this time sends it to Dillinger. Dillinger, he'll fire away. He'll fire away. And he misses it. You know, this is the other school of thought if you're San Miguel. Bayaan mo nang tumira ang talking text sa labas. Tiisin mo na lang yun. Yes. As opposed to watching them run you off the floor.
Yeah, get into the basket. No? Because that gives them high percentage shots.
And there's Arwin Santos with a three.
3-point lead being enjoyed here by San Miguel, 16-13.
Here's Dillinger. Aban. Shot clock down to 12. That will be against Paul Artadi.
He's really tired. That's not a good foul. But you can see he's tired. That's why he went straight to the bench.
That also brings up the other problem. Which is, go ahead, sabayan yung talking text. The question is, do you have the stamina? Do you have the legs to stay with talking text for 4 quarters?
Well, so far, this starting unit certainly has done their job. And pumasok na rin dito si Cabagnot. So, presko siya.
At naubusan ng shot clock ang talking text. Harvey Carey and Larry Furnicher and Jason Castro all coming in. And it suddenly makes sense why that second unit of talking text is so potent when you have Castro, Carey, and Furnicher all coming off the bench.
Not a good foul there because that's number 2 now on Kelly. Just putting some pressure on the backcourt. He slapped the ball, so he was called for his second foul. Dorian Peña coming in.
Ken Williams has had problems managing his fouls. Even that semi-series against B-Meg had that particular problem too.
Well, Ali is more of a veteran, you know. He's been in the league a little bit longer. Knows how to manage that. Keeps away from fouls. Nice roll there.
Peña, Washington, and Washington scores off the glass.
5-point lead now being enjoyed here. A 5-0 run here by San Miguel.
In this first quarter, Dr. J is going by very quickly. Here's Castro. Castro on the move, goes right. Castro no go. Rebound Washington.
Great challenge there by the big man Dorian Peña, helping out his teammate at the end of the day. That was a tough pick.
Oh, yes, sir! Another three-pointer mula kay Arwin Santos, and he has 8 points in the ball game. Oh, what a strong start here para sa San Miguel Beermen. Under 4 minutes remaining in the first. Harvey Carey trying to go under the bridge, pero may foul. As we send you to Mika Abisamis.
Alright, well, the ability of the players to follow is the best asset of Talking Text right now, according to Coach Nash Rosella. He expressed that their obedience is carried over to the success of the first 2 games. Besides this, they're also very happy about the defense that they have worked very hard for through the years. Now, in terms of their offense, they appreciate how they are able to control their turnovers and always turn to the best decision possible. Bottom line, it was all optimism talking to them. Nico, Dr. J?
Natural. You are up to it, oh. Alam na naman maging pessimistic ka pa. But, Talking Text is very confident. I can't imagine him being insecure.
At this point, siyempre, obviously, mataas ang kanilang moral. No? And there is Marquis coming into the ballgame, seeing action for the first time in this series. Dahil nga wala si Ryan Reyes. No? Nagulat pa siya nung binunod siya.